Hello, I'm here to discuss anodes from AMA Marine. So my point is to try and help you understand the different types of anode constructions so that you can make a better judgment call when it's time to replace your anodes. So in order to do that, I have to first give you a basic background. So you start from scratch, and I will use the simplest terms in order to help you along your way to finally come up with the conclusion of which type of metal anodes you should use. So to begin with, let's understand the basic principle behind an actual anode. So an anode's made out of metal, okay? And the purpose of it is, just like a home, you have electricity flowing through a home, but once it flows through, it grounds itself in the ground. And so on a boat, you don't ground in the ground per se, you ground into water. And the effect of grounding electricity into water creates electrolyte corrosion. So corrosion. And that's not good on a boat. You don't want things to corrode. That's where anodes come into play. You see, anodes are actually known as sacrificial anodes. So they are designed to wear out and to corrode, because you can't get away from that part of it, which is the corrosion property, as electricity flows through. So these are designed to sacrifice themselves so the rest of the components in the boat remain intact. And so how does it work? So it's just a piece of metal, but since electricity is lazy, it will go through the path of least resistance. Therefore, if you were to have two pieces of metal, this one here and this one's painted over and primered and painted, so this one would cause more resistance for the electricity to flow through. Remember, if we use the analogy that electricity is running through the path of least resistance, in other words, it's lazy, it'd rather go through something simple, an unpainted metal surface, than it is a surface that's coated and painted. So it will run through and go right through the lazy part, the metal part, the sacrificial anode part. So that's where the electricity flow will flow through into the water using the sacrifice of this particular anode. So we call them anodes, but they're really sacrificial anodes, and they are designed to wear. Now that we understand that, how do we go about picking the type of metal that's best suited for us? And so that's where the debate starts, and that's where people get confused. So I'll try and help you out with that. So you've got to look at it from the point of view of first a historically, we used to only ever use zinc. And then years later, there was some development, and they found out that there were certain types of metals, such as aluminum and magnesium, that could be used, and they offered better performance. And the confusion part occurs usually in the fact that since they're designed to be sacrificed, if something works better, it wears out quicker. So if you find that your anode's wearing out quickly, it's actually a good thing. It's because it's doing its job, and by sacrificing itself and wearing down quicker, it's preventing any other kind of corrosions from occurring on other metal pieces in parts and components in your boat that you wouldn't want to corrode, such as an example, a drive unit. So by pitting and using up and sacrificing itself, it's preventing pitting on your drive units, on your trim cylinders, all over. You're not getting that corrosive wear on the parts you want to keep for a long time by simply replacing those anodes. And so if they're performing well, they're wearing well. So that's something to take note of. And so now we get to those three different metal constructions and which one to use. So you have good, better, best. If you remember, I had mentioned, and we'll separate fresh water and salt water. There's also brackish water, which is mixed. So for the point of fresh water and salt water, we could do the good, better, best. So they all function in fresh water. So starting with good is zinc, then better is aluminum, and best is magnesium. So zinc works fine, aluminum works better, magnesium works best. They're also more expensive as well. So good, better, best, more economical, zinc, then more expensive, aluminum, and then magnesium is the most expensive. And so remember that the best one will wear out quicker too. So you will find yourself replacing them. That's okay. You actually want that to happen. So hopefully that helps on the freshwater side. Now on the saltwater side, the good, better, best are not so, it's a little bit more murky. So magnesium doesn't really work in salt water, so we'll put that. So there's no good, better, or best. There's just one that doesn't really work and is not recommended, which is magnesium. And aluminum works well too, and zinc is known to be the best one. So it's upside down, and that's where there's some confusion that again can happen. But if we separate them, it's a little bit clearer. Now, a point of mention is that Mercury, the company, has taken a position where they have decided where they will only build and recommend aluminum for all applications. So that's a good hint in showing you that you can use them in all applications for zinc, and you can use them in aluminum. As a matter of fact, Mercury only sells aluminum now. So they sell aluminum whether you're in Florida in the saltwater or you're on Lake Ontario. It's the same one they'll recommend. So it goes to show that it works in both fields. And so I hope that helps. It clarifies a little bit about how anodes work and which ones to pick. In another video, I'm going to go in depth about different types of anodes and which ones may be correct for you. Thank you.